Hi, everybody. I wanted to go and just kind of talk about what my story is. I have been a consultant since July of 2018. And I started, um, well, first of all, I saw this girl. I was scrolling through my Facebook feed and I saw this girl and she was selling jewelry. And I love jewelry. I'm a professed or non-professed, however you want to call it, bling person. I love bling. I will stop for bling wherever it is. If it's bling, I'm going to be looking at it. So I was scrolling through my feed and it was like a couple of days before July 4th. It was in the early July. And so I was scrolling through my feed and saw this girl and she was showing jewelry and she had it up by the screen and she was showing it and it was all blingy. And I thought, wow, that's really pretty. So I stopped and started watching. And so I watched it for a little while, and I'd come in on the middle of it, obviously. So I wasn't there at the beginning, so I had no idea what was going on. But basically, she was putting a number with it, and people were claiming it. And I thought, wow, she's actually selling this. I didn't know what she was doing. Then the next day, she was on again. So I thought, okay, I'm going to look at this again. And there was a piece that I loved. And so I was like, so I claimed it. And it was a piece that I was like, I really want to wear that for July the 4th. I mean, it was like, I saw it. I wanted it. She said it was only $5. I was like, okay. I was skeptical. I was like, I don't know what that's going to look like, but okay, we'll see. I'll go get it and we'll see. And she was here in Bryan College Station. So I went and picked it up and I fully expected to spend $5 for the earrings and $5 for the necklace. And it was only it was only $5 for the whole set, for the earrings and the necklace together. So I was like, okay, wow. So I wore it for July the 4th, got lots of compliments, and I felt so pretty. I felt so confident. And, lots of times, we all have our insecurities. Lots of times I feel like I've got too much weight on me. I've had 2 kids. The baby weight went off, but it goes back and forth. Once you have babies, the weight never really seems to go completely away. I guess I gained a lot of attributes to my body that made it a little bit less bony, but they haven't gone away. So it took away from all that. It took away from my insecurity about any kind of weight that I have on me, any of that. I felt so pretty and I felt confident. And so I watched her for a couple more days. I kept watching. I kept finding her in the feed and watching her. And I thought, well, why not? I mean, I went and looked at it. I went and looked at the website, and it was only $99 to join. That was the lowest kit. And I thought, well, I mean, it's $100. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, I get jewelry, and I love jewelry. So I was like, so I'll get a bunch of jewelry. I can try and sell what I don't like. I was like, what is there to lose? So to me, there was no loss. I mean, if nothing else, I could give it away as gifts is what my main thought was. I'd give it away as gifts, or I could try it. Because I didn't know if I would be able to go live and sell like what she was. I was like, I don't know. And then, I went in, did the registering, put my name in, credit card, all that information. I mean, it was real easy. I went right to her website, clicked the join button, put in my information. Less than 5 minutes, I was hitting the button to get my kit. And then I got an welcome email saying, here's your consultant number, here's your access into the website. I mean, everything like that. Just bam, 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 got it all right away. Pretty much went and logged right in and started looking at all the jewelry that was available. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, there was lots. And, I joined and she was pretty new herself. So I wasn't trying to bug her with stuff. I was trying to figure out a lot of stuff on my own because I'm stubborn like that. And, I still really didn't know if I was going to do this as a business. I was really more, okay, this is jewelry. I love jewelry. I'm going to just do this and see what happens, So I get the little message that says my kit's on the way, the tracking number. So I track it. And I realize it's going to be here in like 2 or 3 days. So I'm like, okay. And so each day I was getting more and more excited about it arriving. And I kept thinking, okay, so if I'm going to do this, let's just start out. I mean, what the heck? I already had a webcam from doing Skype and stuff because I've been doing like some administrative work here at the house. So I've been doing Skyping with clients. I've been doing several things like that. So I already had a webcam. So I already had some of the things that I needed to actually go live. And I thought, well, why not? So I made a post about, okay, I'm getting my box tomorrow. I'll go live and I'll unwrap all of it and show it. And I was really excited. And so the box came, and I was even more excited. The box came. It was so hard not to open that box and just rip everything open and look at it. It was so hard. But I waited. I waited until the time that I said I was going to go live, and then I opened it up on camera. I mean, I'd already opened it and looked at it, but I hadn't pulled the jewelry out. I hadn't pulled any of that out. I left it all alone. I looked at some of the literature and all that, but that was it. And so I pulled it out, and I'm probably saying it wrong because that was, I mean, now it's almost the end of February. So we're 8 months. I'm almost 9 months in as a consultant now. I'm not even a full year in. So I probably don't even have it all right because I don't think I saved that first live, actually. I've got one of the first lives that I did save, but I don't think I saved the very first one. And I remember going through and being so excited I was opening it and showing it. And every piece I would open, I would get more excited. I was like a little kid, so excited over the jewelry that I was pulling out. And it was so pretty. It was all so pretty. Yeah, there was a couple pieces that weren't my fave, but some of the ones that weren't my fave, people were like, oh, I love that. So, you know, I sold a couple pieces in that first live. And so then I went live a couple of days later, and I sold a couple more pieces. And that $99 kit you get 35 items with. I don't even remember what the promotion was when I joined. I don't remember what it was. That's how out of it I was. I was not even, and I mean, I've done Pampered Chef. I've done Tupperware. I've done several direct sales companies. And with those, I sold, I did parties. I was on top of my game with all that. This, even though I love the jewelry, I've sold different type of jewelry before. This is a totally different animal. I mean, it's totally different than anything that I've ever sold before. First of all, we get new stuff Monday through Friday, new items every single day. I mean, not on the weekend, but Monday through Friday, we get brand new items. No company I've ever done direct sales for has given us new items every single day to choose from. I mean, that's just a new phenomenon. And I didn't get that at first. I would go in and I would look at stuff, and it would sit in my cart for a week. And I was thinking, okay. And then at the end of the week, I would go, and 2 things were left out of the 20 items I picked. And I was like, what the heck? I had no idea that the minute I saw it, I basically needed to get it. I mean, I had no idea. And by this time, I'm in, let's see, July, August. I'm in probably middle of August, the end of August. And the girl that I'd signed up with had kind of tapered off. She wasn't really, she had a lot of things going on in her life. So she wasn't able to be readily available for it, which was fine. I'm not a cleaning consultant. I'm not somebody that has to have somebody on top of me 24/7. That doesn't bother me. In fact, I'd rather work on my own in a lot of different ways, depending, until I figure it out, and then I don't mind working with people. Once I figure out my way of doing it, and it's within the guidelines, then I'm good. So, but yet again, I didn't want to reinvent the wheel either. So I kept going live. I started ordering new pieces. I started watching other people's lives. And I was part of a couple of groups. Like, I had joined the consultant group for our team, like the main consultant group. There's like a couple of different groups because we're part of my upline is Mandy Heinch. And she made Iconic Impressionista for the first time. That still boggles my mind because if you'd have said that to me in August, I still wouldn't have known what the heck that meant. I still don't understand exactly what that encompasses, all the perks that she gets for doing that. But I do understand that that's the first time anybody's done it in our company. So when she achieved that, I think it was in November, and I saw that live, I was like, wow. I mean, to me, I felt that was the second thing that really cemented I was in the right spot for me. And I mean, that took until November for me to really get that. But I started watching August. I started watching things, like training videos. I started watching a couple of my uplines training videos because, like I said, the person that was my upline, my immediate person here in town, wasn't available. So I knew I couldn't go to her. So I knew if I really wanted to make this business work, that I really needed to go look at more information. I needed to do some training, and I needed to do more than just what was in my kit. I needed to look at that information. So I went to my upline and I said, who are the top salespeople in our company? Whose videos should I be watching? Because I realized that I could watch other people's lives and learn from them. I could learn information about the jewelry that I didn't have. I could learn what they do that's successful for them. It may not be successful for me, but I can go watch different people's styles and start trying on things until I find what fits me. So I started doing that, and I learned a lot. Plus, I started watching other people's videos, like their stories, and my story is going to change. This is my story 9 months in, and the only reason I'm doing it today is so I can record that. This is a milestone recording for me. Is I'm going to go back to this a year from now and go, wow, look at where I was, and look at where I am today. And I had a friend tell me it was the end of December or January, early January. They're like, you're a totally different person now than you were 6 months ago. And I stepped back and I was like, what? And she said, no. She said, from when you started this, you have grown so much. And I wasn't looking at it that way. We all as people get engrossed in, we get caught up in the compare ourselves to other people. We get caught up in the, oh, look at what, Mandy Heinz is doing. Well, first of all, I'm not her. Second of all, I'm me. So I'm going to do things the way I do it. Do I need to probably do a few things the way she does? Yeah, probably. But I'm still going to find my own way of doing it. That's the beauty of this business. The beauty of this business is I'm not held back by what I've done in the past or what I'll do in the future. I only hold myself back. I don't know how to word this. I mean, I don't have any convictions on my record. I'm lucky in that regard. I did some stupid stuff when I was in college. Like we did it. Now, most of us have. Most of us have done some dumb things in our lives. All the way through our lives. Luckily, I've never gotten, I've gotten speeding tickets. I've gotten tickets like that, but I've never had anything where I've been convicted. I've been lucky. I've never done anything bad like that. And it's not necessarily bad, I say that and it sounds, like I'm saying that it's bad. It's not. Because people do stupid stuff all the time. And some people get caught, some people don't. That's just the way life is. So that's just the way things happen sometimes. This business is something that you can start no matter what you've had go on. You can have convictions. You can have, stuff that you've done in your past that's been bad. I'm not saying that that's going to make you any less successful than the person at the top. If you've learned from what you've done and you want to be better and you love jewelry, then you can absolutely make this into whatever you want to do. You are only held back by what you do, yourself. Recently were the Emmys. Was it the Emmys or the Grammys? And Lady Gaga got an award for this movie she did with Bradley Cooper. And she posted the other day, and it really hit home to me. She posted a picture where she's holding that statue in her hand, and she's crying. And I get emotional because I can understand where these people are. I can understand that emotion. I see that she's worked for everything she's gotten, and she's worked hard for it. Does she love what she does? Absolutely, she loves what she does. But she works her tail feathers off for it. She's had people who she loved in her life tell her she was not going to amount to anything and that they hoped she would not amount to anything. And she basically turned around and told them, one day, you're going to hear me when you walk into the coffee shop. You're going to hear me when you walk in the deli. There's not going to be any place in the world you're going to not walk into and you're not going to hear me. and that kind of thing. Instead of letting that break her, she made that more determined. And life is all about choices. It's about, do I choose to get up out of bed today and make it a good day? Or do I choose to get up out of bed today and everything that happens to me that's bad, I'm going to let it get me down? Life is choices. And it's all about what we do throughout the day with those choices as to where you end up, whether you're happy at the end of the day or whether you're sad at the end of the day. I mean, and I'm not saying, I try to be happy. I try to be positive. But even the happiest, positive, most positive person on the planet has a bad day. I mean, that's just the way it works. There's no getting around it. There's going to be bad days and there's going to be good days. You can't always control that. But what you can control is how you react to it. And I choose to try and be positive. Now, I'm doing this video, like I said, as a milestone. And we had to do a Facebook cleanup about a month ago. Facebook decided to start enforcing us doing our business on our business pages instead of our personal profile, which that's their terms of service. That's well within their right. I'm not going to complain about it. I should have been doing it on my business page the entire time, but I followed what everybody else was doing, like a lemming. I did what everybody else was doing and should have been doing it the other way all around. But that's not here nor there. You know, you'd learn. If you learn as you go on, you just keep improving. That's really the way it is. So, but as I was deleting the lives off my personal profile, some of those first lives, it's funny, some of those first lives, I stopped and I watched them. And then it hit home what this friend of mine was telling me about how much I'd grown. Because I'm watching this first live, it's like in the first 2 weeks. The live was only like 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes long. I watched like 2 of them. One was 8 minutes, I think, and change, and the other one was like 12 or 15 minutes. First of all, I looked terrified. And I can tell that, but nobody else can tell that. I'm standing there looking at myself in this video thinking, oh my gosh, I look completely terrified. And I obviously was completely terrified. I had no idea what I was doing. There's days now, I still don't know what I'm doing. Yesterday, I got my first fashion fix. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was super excited when I opened the box, and I wanted to share that with everybody. And I wanted to open the box like y'all were opening it. Like you're the consultant and you're getting the box and you're actually opening it yourself. Because every day that I get a box of jewelry is like Christmas. So I'm watching these first lives and realizing, first of all, I'm terrified. Second of all, I don't have either one of these gorgeous guys behind me. I'm in a totally different room. I'm in a completely different room in my house. I'm in my spare bedroom that I turned into technically an office. That's where I started my lives. I have nothing behind me. I don't have this sign. I don't have any of this jewelry. I have nothing but a box full of jewelry that just came in. I have a bed behind me because that's my spare bedroom. I've got my computer and that's it. Okay? And I look terrified. And I sound terrified. I realize I sound terrified. Nobody else probably realized it. Okay, so that's my first thing I'm going to try to tell you. And it's not a fake it till you make it. It's just you're either determined to do it or you're not. And I was determined to get on and try it. My first month with Paparazzi, I got 35 items in my kit. I sold, I think, 40 items. So I sold more than I got in my kit. So I thought, okay, that's not terrible. Call it beginner's luck, call it whatever you want. Well, now I wasn't really keeping that big of a track. I kind of kept my orders that I was having come in, and I was marking it on the orders so I could tell what I was selling versus what I was buying. So that's how I could tell. Did I sell every piece that I got in my kit the first month? No. But I sold more than the amount of pieces that I got in my first kit. So to me, that was a win. So I started going from there. I got a couple of online parties. I booked a couple of online parties with my friends, a couple of my friends who did parties for me. And that's when my business really took off. And that's where I realized I could really have fun. And I was really able to make people smile. So I realized some of my passions. First of all, my first passion is jewelry. I love jewelry of any shape or size. My second passion is making people smile. I've realized that this jewelry, not only does it make people smile, it makes them feel confident. It makes them find something within themselves that they didn't know they had. It's helped me find something within myself that I didn't know I had. Because watching those first videos to now, I see what my friends means. Now I don't I don't stand in front of this computer waiting to hit that go live button terrified. I'm excited to come in here and have everything set up and hit the go live button and share with you what I've gotten in the mail. I'm excited about that. I'm excited that I know now that, and I'm going to use this example because Sherry's my sister-in-law, that Sherry loves copper. And if I buy something copper, she's probably going to love it. I enjoy knowing what my customers like. I enjoy knowing that Joy got this urban and this one matches exactly to it. So I'm going to make sure I have that piece, because if I don't, I'm doing her a disservice, because she loves this. And so I feel like I'm doing not a favor. It's not a favor. I'm a fashion consultant. That's what I do. I make sure my clients and my customers have what they love, because it makes them confident, it makes them feel beautiful, and it makes them smile, most importantly. Google what, in fact, I've got it in here. Google, I'll look it up while we're talking. Google what a smile does to you. I saved it one day. I don't know where I put it. I was going to use it on one of my lives. I was going to talk about it. Let me find it here and I'll read it off to you, because I Googled what the importance of a smile was, what it does to your body. Okay, that's not it. Let me find it. It was like 2 weeks ago, and I forgot. I got on live and then I forgot to talk about it. But it was important. I just Googled it. I Googled what the importance of a smile is. For here it is. How smiling affects your brain. I Googled it, and there's several articles. This is just one of many articles. The benefits of smiling, which is Neuronation science, and it's scientifically proven. How smiling affects your brain. Each time you smile, your brain feels really happy. When a smile flashes across your face, dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin are all released into your bloodstream, making not only your body relax, but also work to lower your heart rate and blood pressure. So a smile, if you go through your day and try and smile when something happens, if you laugh at your mistakes, if you smile, instantly your body, you tell your brain to release good stuff into your body that helps your blood pressure be lower and helps your heart rate. So, you know, that's why, the main reason I do this. I love taking care of people. I love making people smile. And I love jewelry. That's it in a nutshell. Is it a tough choice to keep myself from comparing myself to some of the top earners in the company? Yes, because I'm a high achiever and I like to push myself. That first month I sold 40 pieces. The months I've sold between 300 and 500 pieces. That's a big leap from where I started. Is it where I want to be? No. I'd love to be selling 1,000 pieces a month. And then when I achieve that goal, then I'll set a higher goal, because I like pushing myself. One of my goals is to make enough money with this company to not only retire my husband from his job, but to buy land. Because my primary business, I'm a small business owner. My primary business is a rainwater harvesting business where I design rainwater collection systems, and I help install and design them. I'm one of two people. We're a two-person company where I do a lot of the heavy lifting. I drive the skid steer. I do a lot of that stuff. And do I love it? Yes, absolutely. It's water conservation. I'm helping people have clean water that they want for their home. It's helping the earth, because I wouldn't say I'm a crunchy hippie, but I'm probably not so crunchy when it comes to that. I firmly believe everybody should have a clean water source backup because, you know, I'd love to be off the grid one day. I'd love to have a piece of property where I'm off the grid. But the other thing I'd like to do is have a piece of property where I can have a space where I can garden, I can do aquaponics, and I can teach that to kids. Okay. Also start teaching kids who aren't necessarily cut out for college that they can do things with their hands and they can be really good at it. Okay. That starts with a piece of property that we can build on and do things ourselves and teach. Okay. Because you learn by doing. That's the only way you really learn. Some people learn visually. Some people learn by doing. Some people learn by watching videos. I mean, there's different ways you can learn. I learn best by a combination of watching somebody else do it, watching videos, and going and reading about it and learning about it. But I want to teach and find ways to teach people that they learn the best way and give them opportunities to put those skills to use and hone them to where if they won't or can't go get a college degree, they don't have to. They can fall back on their skills that they have built that they're good at to actually create something for themselves and their families, to create a legacy. So I'd like to leave a legacy of, you know, I volunteer for several organizations. I'm teaching my kids how to volunteer. I'm president of Keep Grass is Beautiful right now. I'm treasurer of Wienerspiel, and I'm sure that will not be the last boards that I serve on, and those will not be the last things that I do to volunteer, because I feel very strongly about volunteering in your community, that you should do it. Not overextend yourself, there's a difference, but find things that you're passionate about and do what you're good at. I'm reading a book right now, which I will start sharing on here as well. I'm starting to outline the chapters to start sharing them. It is by Dean Graziosi. It's The Success Habits of Millionaires. And something he said in one of the chapters struck home to me the other day. He said, we're told all of our lives that your strengths and you have weaknesses, and you should work on your weaknesses because you're already good at. So we've been told that all of our lives. There's a lot of things we've been told all of our lives that society tells us. He thinks, and it was an aha moment for me. Why work on your weaknesses all your life and stay here? I mean, if you work on your weaknesses, you're right here. And you may end up about right here at the end of your life, working on your weaknesses. Why not start with what you're good at, where you're starting already right here, and just keep building on what you're good at until you're where you can't touch it anymore. That was my aha moment. Why not take what you're good at and build on it and keep building on it and teach other people to do the same thing? Because I'm a firm believer in learning something new every day. I learn something new either by reading, looking at the internet, and even then you've got to take that with a grain of salt and see whether it's real or not, or from people. You can learn from all three ways. I feel like if I've learned something new every day and I've made somebody smile, I've had a good day. I mean, those are my two things that I try to accomplish every day, is to grow as a person by learning something new. And then my other thing is, if I learn something new, then I should probably pass it along to somebody else, because learning is not limited to where you are. Learning is not something that you should keep to yourself. It's something you should share with other people. Now, whether they receive the message or not, that's their issue, not yours. All you can do is pass it along. You can't make them choose to do it or not. That's their choice. Your choices are, do you want to pass it along? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do with your day? And then the other thing is, okay, so we go through life and we have dreams. So what was your dream when you got out of high school? What was your dream when you were a child? That changes as you grow. That changes as your life progresses. As you find your passions, your dreams change. And they should change. They should grow with you. And like Lady Gaga says, I mean, you should chase after those dreams and you should make them reality. I mean, why let anything stop you from that? You shouldn't. So I'm going to end this by saying, because I wanted to not go really past 30 minutes. I'm right at 30 minutes right now. And I don't want it to just be rambling, but I wanted it to be something. First of all, it's a milestone for me, so I can go back to this in a year and say, wow, this is where I was, and now look at where I'm at. It's for me. This is for me to know what my milestone is. And for you to see who I am and understand where I started with paparazzi, and understand that you can do this. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. If you love jewelry and you love making people smile, then you can do it. There's nothing that should hold you back but you. You are the only part that holds yourself back, really, in anything. So now I'm fixing to go up to Keep Prices Beautiful and take care of some things there because we have a board meeting tonight, and see how many people I can make smile today. Those are my 2 goals today. Okay. So hopefully that will happen. We'll see. We'll see what I can do today. So those are my guidelines for the day. Every day when I get up is, okay, so I've got these items that I want to get done, but can I make somebody smile along the way? Can I learn something new? And what are my goals to achieve at the end of the day? Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to send them my way. I'm always available. I like teaching people. Once I learn something, I like showing people how I do it, and then they can either do it that way or their own way so that they can save steps of where I did it wrong. That's always a good thing too. So I have to get up to change this because my computer's way across the room. But usually I'm walking around doing my videos. So I wanted to kind of sit in one spot, because if I stood up, I'd be bouncing around from my nervous energy of doing this, and I didn't want to be bouncing around trying to talk seriously a little bit. So, okay. So anyway, I want y'all to have a great day, great week. My name is Kathy Hitt. I'm an independent consultant with Paparazzi, and I'm available pretty much 24/7. I mean, there are times that I sleep, but I'm usually up late. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't know if entrepreneurs ever really sleep. So we're always thinking about things and what we can do to make things better for someone on the planet. That's for sure. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Have a great week. And I will see y'all when I come back on.